Okay, Batman Arkham Knight announced this week. There's been rumors, was sort of leaked a little bit.
We've known this was coming forever.
Yeah.
Kevin Conroy. You look at the stats. It's the biggest thing on IGN this week, right? Or was it?
South Park is the biggest thing on IGN this week. This has been number 2. This will complete the Arkham trilogy.
From Rocksteady.
Right?
Rocksteady's Arkham trilogy.
Okay, yeah.
Which doesn't include Origin.
Yeah, last year we got Arkham Origins.
Yeah.
Which wasn't as well received, but you still liked it a lot.
Yeah, I had a great time.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it didn't, people give it crap because they're like, oh, it doesn't feel like Rocksteady, but I'm like, if they would have hidden who made it, I think not as many people would have complained. It's one of those, when you know someone who made the original isn't behind it, I think there's already a chip on your shoulder. And then for PC and a whole bunch of other people, there were a lot of, not a lot, but there were game-breaking bugs, like people falling through the world and crap like that. And some tacked-on multiplayer.
What do you think? You excited?
Oh, yeah, totally. Aren't you?
Yeah.
What I like a lot about it is that it's next-gen only.
Yep.
Like,
So,
guess what, everybody?
That's what I wanted to talk about. I think that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
Like, I think they're leaving a lot of fans out in the cold.
Yeah, I lost the bet to Justin over this. I bet him lunch because I was like, it's got to come to PS3 and Xbox because there's like 160 million of those out there, and that's you're leaving money on the table.
Yeah.
But we're finally in that spot, and Justin said, I don't know, I think like we're gonna reach that wall where we hop over and we transition, and everyone behind the walls just kind of left there, and you got to get on the next gen train, otherwise you're missing out.
This year. This fall is going to be the slightly awkward fall where you are going to see some games like Batman that are next gen only, and then some games
one
that
foot
aren't.
in last gen, one foot in
and it
current
really
gen.
is sort of on a case by case basis, a studio by studio basis. Do they have the resources? Because it can't be the same team. It'll have to be a separate, sort of sub team working on the last gen port. So it's like, can they do that? Rocksteady is not a gigantic company, so that last gen port would have had to be outsourced. Who's going to work on that? Like, I'm sure there was a huge amount of back and forth at WB and Rocksteady, and then eventually they just said, look, this is the vision for the game we're making. It can't support a last-gen console. That's what makes me, I don't know if that's what you were going to say, but that's what makes me so excited.
Yeah, totally. They talk about how many dozens of people can be on the screen now to fight.
Yeah. Like, when I hear we're going next-gen only, to me that says it wouldn't have been possible to do. Like, we can't just, like, make it lower-res textures and slap it on the 360.
Sure. As a gamer who will play the game, that makes me very excited that it's current-gen only. But just if I look at it from a business perspective, then I'm like, that's crazy.
It's got to be terrifying. Like,
But I mean, it is, right? And it is terrifying, and there is money they're leaving on the table. But if you think of how successful the consoles have been, Xbox One and PlayStation 4, and then give it another, however many, it's October is what GameStop leaked.
I mean, analysts thought that combined they could sell 30 million consoles this year. So, I mean, that's...
And then you figure this is the one to keep pushing people to do that, right?
Well, we heard, I know it's well outside of the launch window, but it's still delivering something that next-gen gamers want. And when you do that, and if it's high quality, I think we read that Killzone Shadowfall sold over 2 million copies, I think they announced. And, like, there's only 6 million PS4s out there, and they sold over 2 million copies of that game. And that's partially because, they're feeding an audience that's hungry.
Right. They'll buy anything.
Yeah, in a way, hungry for content. And I don't know how much that's going to be the case by October, but... I think it's going to make the game more appealing to Xbox One and PS4 owners.
I think, what you'll be hungry for at that time, right, is a quality experience that's built for that console. You've already seen your Assassin's Creed up-res version.
And I like that. I respect WB for letting Rocksteady follow through on their vision. They said, "Look, we have a vision for what we want to do with this game. It's going to take us 3 years, and we're not going to be able to do it on last-gen consoles. It has to be next-gen only." And WB. Maybe it was a huge fight. I don't know, but in the end, they ended up saying, "Okay, all right, do what you're going to do," and that has me really hyped.
The Arkham franchise is huge. I wonder if it's strong enough to move consoles, to sell consoles. People are going to be, okay, well now I'm going to get a PS4 because I have to play Batman Arkham Knight.
Well, I think if they do this thing where they say, this is completing a trilogy, and this is where it's kind of strange to leave. A big chunk of the people that played the first parts of the trilogy on past consoles, but they're going to have no choice but to be like, I need to play the next one of those because the last few were fantastic. So it's strange to leave them all behind, but I mean, they're going to have to make the jump eventually.
I mean, don't put it past that WB Montreal is working on porting the other 3 games, Origin, Arkham, or Asylum, and City all over in one collection that'll get announced City 3. And come out.
That hasn't been confirmed. You're just guessing.
No, I'm saying don't put it past.
It makes
in that way, you're like, oh, well, here you go.
Yeah.
What I really like about this one is all the talk they have about the Batmobile and how it's redone their whole city planning and everything. Like they're making the streets wider. Like they're changing the dynamics of the entire game. But it did get me thinking. Like you played Saints Row 4, right? Mm-hmm. Like, how often did you want to drive a car in that game?
Well, I
Never,
mean,
yeah.
I just ran and I just used my super speed to go
Exactly,
everywhere. And I would
so-
jump everywhere.
I was
Jumping
thinking the same
really
thing.
fun.
They're going to need to, Rocksteady's smart enough that they will figure out a way.
Yeah.
But they're going to need to really make that Mapmobile feel so good and fun that you don't just want to glide
It's got. I mean,
everywhere.
I imagine it's in controlled instances. Like, I mean, maybe I'm completely wrong, but I would think it would be like,
I don't know.
your
I don't know. I think-
I assumed it was going to be open. Like,
They
might be right.
did imply that you're basically indestructible in the Batmobile. Like anybody on the road who's just like, "Hey, Batman," drive over him.
Yeah.
But yeah, what's going to entice me to get in that car? Aside from that, it's iconic and awesome. Besides just like flying over the city, which is even more fun.
I like how they have to keep coming up with more and more fantastical reasons for the city to be empty of
Yeah.
everybody but thugs.
It's Christmas.
Yeah, well, it's Christmas and there's a storm, so there's
Now this time they're evacuating everybody. Like,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
the Christmas one was like, so there's literally nobody.
I don't go on
'cause
Christmas
it's-
Eve. Do you
Well,
go
yeah,
see your
but-
family and then go
but
home?
Nobody at all. There's not any Jewish families or somebody that's not celebrating.
No, they all no. Everything's closed.
It's safe that if Batman sees you walking around,
You're dead. It's
yeah.
over.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be a great thing if there was one mission where he dropped in to fight somebody. It's like a family coming home.
We lost our dog.
So they announced a release date in October. It's coming this year.
Did they announce that, or is that what GameStop put on their site?
I thought it was official.
I think
But now you're making me
the day of
second
we were
guess.
doing Coco, so we were
Yeah.
running around like
Yeah.
crazy. I remember that we added into the Rewind feeder that's what GameStop said, but that wasn't. I didn't at the time. I don't think it was confirmed.
I guess I thought it was official, but now you have me doubting.
Well, if
It's this
GameStop
year
says,
for sure.
It's like October 14th. Anyway, my point is, Arkham Origins just came out a year ago. So like, do we worry about is this another annualized franchise now? Do we get a Batman game every year, and does that lower the quality?
I would like that, but I don't think we will.
You want it? You want a Batman game?
Yeah,
every year.
totally. Everybody got all. Ugh, I can't believe WB's putting out Origins, and look at all the problems it has. And it was like, this is a great game. I had a great time. It was an awesome story. Like,
Yeah, I had a lot of. I was right there with you. I had a lot of fun with that game, and I didn't mind that there was one out the year before that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I mean, I feel like it's sort of different to me than like annualizing. I don't have a problem inherently with annualizing something if the quality is good enough, right?
Yeah.
Like Assassin's Creed 4 was annualized.
That franchise has always
that
been
franchise,
annualized.
and hasn't the quality suffered? Like they're not
Here
all
and
good,
there,
right?
like it's kind of on and off. Like I liked 2, I liked Some of Brotherhood, I liked 4, I hated 3.
Right.
Maybe
I mean, I think there were 2. So there were Revelations and 3 were not very well received, but the
Yeah.
other ones have all been great.
yeah.
yeah.
So I mean, it's different to me, like to give me like a whole open world game that I can play around in every year. I think it's pretty cool.
You figure the thing is that they're not reinventing the wheel like Assassin's
Yeah.
Creed every
Yeah.
year. Assassin's Creed's like, here's this new location, here's this new character, here's this, and they're just like, it's Batman, and something else is happening in Gotham, and I'm like, this is the animated series. I watched every.
But they
Yep,
could do that
totally.
with Batman. I mean, eventually.
It's hard to say. It'll be 20. We're in 2014 now, right?
Right.
What year is it? What year is it? It'll be 2015 that really tells this tale because Origins existed because of what I was saying before. Rocksteady said, "Look, our vision for this game is a 3-year.
Yeah.
We need 3 years to make this game." And WB said, "Okay, but we can't wait 3 years. We can't rest this franchise for 3 years." And that's where Origins came from.
Yeah.
And so, will they do the same thing, in 2015? Will they say, all right, let's get, is the Origins team working on another sort of side Batman
I
game?
wouldn't be surprised at all.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the way Call of Duty's structured now,
Yep.
and it's now to 3 teams.
3 teams,
And
3 years each.
Yeah, so there's always one coming out, but it always feels different enough because a new team's working on it.
And I do think, I didn't like Origins as much as you two. I didn't finish it. And I wonder how much that's mental because I knew it wasn't Rocksteady.
See, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, I think if people,
But I didn't.
if you could hide that.
I didn't think it felt as good. I didn't think I like the story was really the only part that I did like about it. But what I'm getting at is like the first Sledgehammer Call of Duty was really bad too.
Yeah.
And then they eventually got better and better until like the B team can kind of in some ways become the A team. And so
Yeah. Yep.
if they get another crack at it and it can improve and get closer to Rocksteady's like ridiculous 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 quality, then then that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I do like that a game gets announced, we see a trailer for it, and we already know that it's coming by the end of the year.
Right, that's really cool.
That's so
That was really
rare.
cool. Yeah, not like the Uncharted teaser that you're like, Uncharted.
Right.
Sometime.
Like,
See
what's
ya,
it mean?
peace.
Smash Brothers. Like, oh, that's a logo. Thanks. But I was talking about this, or we were tweeting back and forth about this, but I was like, I'm surprised that we're still not seeing, like, you don't see, like, PS4 gameplay. You don't see next-gen gameplay. Like, in these teaser trailers, it's still all CG. Like, no matter what consoles
That
we
bothers me
get.
too.
Yeah.
Like show me what I can do with this new toy I just bought. Like,
But I think that you're going to see it. It's going to look more like what it looks like.
It's setting tone and mood. Like, I guess I don't necessarily have a problem with it. It's better than passing off. Like, people are now comparing the Watch Dogs 2012 reveal to the footage that's out today and how much worse the real game looks than sort of the smoke and mirrors from 2012. And it's like, don't do that either. Like, at least this is like, it's a cinematic trailer to give you like a taste of the world we're building. And
I mean, the thing about this one is, right, like, I know for a fact you do not have to wait long to know how this game looks and runs. So
that's true.
We'll be reporting incredibly soon on what's happening with this and what it looks like. So they had their first splash and they're all set.
Your Rewind Theater sort of goes over the whole thing, so people should watch that. But you think that there's some interesting timeline stuff going on in this game, right?
It's possible. Like, it's one of the, Rewind Theaters are all about just picking everything apart and trying to figure it out. But I do think that Bruce looks young in this. The cars are dated for sure. There's a license plate that says 1979. It's like, I don't understand exactly what's happening, and there's the whole father to son thing when they're talking over it. Granted, Gotham's always been stylized, right? Especially in like the 89 Batman, right? Like those cars weren't 1989 cars. So I don't look at it and think, well, there you go.
Sure.
I'm more interested that there was rumors before about Hush coming in and being a part of it, right? And then Rocksteady comes out and says that this is the end for them, right? A lot of the people have pointed out that we didn't talk about it in our Rewind, that the whole talk of the fire and the logo and stuff relates back to Azrael's conversation with Batman in Arkham City. Hush was in Arkham City. I
forgot about that. There's a lot of loose ends.
Exactly, and when they bring these back together, my real guess and what I've been saying and making my prediction is that in this game, similar to how Robin had a cameo in Arkham City, Superman and or Wonder Woman show up. Like, do you need help with this? And he's like, no, get out of here. But that sets up the Justice League game that Rocksteady is then working on after this.
That would be awesome if that was actually just the whole scene. Like, you're playing.
Do you need help? Get out of here. All right.
Goodbye. I do love that idea. I really, really hope that this game has, I know it has multiple playable characters, but I hope it has multiple playable characters in the GTA 5 way. I hope you can switch between characters on the fly. Or if not this one, they do a Justice League game where that's how that game works.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer. Like,
I think it's the first confirmed holiday game this year, and the latest game that we know of that's coming this year. The latest, that makes sense. The game with the release date that we know of that's coming the latest this year.
Instantly one of my most anticipated games.
Yes, we are very excited for Batman Arkham Knight.